Hey, how's it going, YouTube? I'm back in the video, and today I'm going to be talking about can Trae Young potentially win the MVP award this year. Now, before y'all do get mad at me saying there's no way it's going to happen and everything, and that I'm an Atlanta Hawks fan, well, first, I'm a Pelicans fan. Two, I literally made a video last year saying how I thought Trae Young was going to be a bust. So, I mean, I was not very high on Trae Young at all, but the end of his rookie season was very good, and he's really picked up where he left off from last year, and he's actually playing very, very well. And he was still playing very well up until he did hurt his ankle, but that has came out to not be a serious injury, or at least a team as of right now does not think it will be a serious injury. So, I mean, I think for sure that, he's going to be able to at least kind of keep up the way he's been playing throughout the first two games of the season, where he's been absolutely lighting it up and carrying this Atlanta Hawks team. And now, one more thing before I do get in this video, if I do sound a little bit different than my normal videos, that is because I've been very, very sick in the past few days. I still kind of have a fever, but I'm kind of on the back end of it. I'm kind of getting better, so I'm going to get this video out now that I can actually talk and actually, make sentences without coughing every 2 seconds. So, yeah, but I'm going to try to get these videos out, but without further ado, without rambling on too much, let's get right into this video. Alright, so my first reason for his video is going to be his play through the first two games of this season, where we've seen him average 38 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, and 9 assists per game. And he's also shown huge improvements in his efficiency, as he is averaging 60.3% from the three-point line, which, yes, these averages are bound to go down. There's no way he can keep it up, and if he did, it would be the greatest single season of all time. There's almost no way he keeps these averages anywhere near what they are right now, especially that three-point percentage. There's not a chance of that. But if he can keep that three-point percentage around 40 to 45%, and that scoring around scoring around 25 to around 26 points per game, and you already know he's a very good passer, and if he can keep rebounding the way he does as well, that will result in the Hawks winning a few more games. And if the Hawks are a decent team and maybe even a 8th seed contender for the playoffs, and he's the main scorer, and he's averaging these good stats, well, there's going to be a very good chance that he will be able to stay in MVP contention. As, if you're that good of a player, you're carrying the team that much, your averages are that good, you're bound to do it. And I don't see any signs of him really not being able to do this, as even in the game that he just recently got hurt, that I'm not counting, he was still playing fairly well. And you can really tell that they're going to rely on Trae Young extremely, extremely heavily every night, night in and night out, to just shoot threes, shoot shots, and get as many shots as he can get up. And he's going to be the offense is going through Trae Young every single play. So when you get that many opportunities that Trae Young is going to get this year, there's a legit chance that his averages could be off the chart, and those averages might be just good enough to be able to keep him in MVP contention throughout the entire season. Now, obviously, this is barring any injuries or any serious injuries that might happen coming into the future. This is just what I'm seeing right now. Now, my second reason is going to be how he can keep it up. Now, a lot of people might be like, okay, well, a lot of players start off really hot, but they never really can actually keep it up. Well, outside of John Collins, he's the only offensive player that can go get a bucket by himself. John Collins is a beast. I really like John Collins. We don't know what y'all have in Kevin Huerter or Cam Reddish. We don't know how good they're going to be yet. So, really, outside of John Collins, Trae Young's the only player on that team that can get a basket by himself on a consistent basis. And, anytime you can get something like that, and you're going to be used as heavily as you are every night, Trae Young is going to be very, very hard to for him not to have these monster nights where he's going to be getting around 30, 40 points a game. Hell, he might even have a 50-point game if he gets really on fire, because he can shoot the three ball very, very well, especially when he does get hot. He's a very streaky guy, and he can get on one of those streaks, kind of like Klay Thompson. Once he gets on, he's not missing. It's pretty fun to watch. But also something that really bounces out to me is that he's an extremely good passer. So there's a very good chance that he maybe could average a double-double going into this season, or very close to a double-double with points and assists. As obviously being an undersized guard, I highly doubt he's going to be able to keep those rebound averages up to where they are right now at 7 rebounds per game, but I would not be surprised at all if he is able to keep the assist averages up, because he is a very talented passer, and he averaged around about 8-7 assists per game in his rookie year. So I would not be surprised at all if we do see him keep those assists averages up there, and of course I think his point averages will be to the mid 20s or even the high 20s going into the end of the year. So I mean, I would not be surprised at all if we see extremely big nights for Trae Young, mostly because he's one of the only offensive players on that team that is proven right now that they can actually trust on a nightly basis. But now my third reason is going to be his style of play. Now the reason his style of play is such a big deal, as a smaller guard, he's one of those guards that shoots a high volume of shots. He's also a good three-point shooter, and I mean, anytime you play like that, that's going to be able to get you points. Because really, what is more likely to get you an MVP? A rough defensive player that only averages around 20 points per game, but he is also one of the best defenders in the league, or a guard that is shooting a ton of threes, averaging a ton of points, and just lighting up the NBA and having a whole bunch of highlight plays night in and night out? It's obviously going to go to the guard every single time. So I mean, with that being said, I think it will be very beneficial the way that he does play, that his stats are going to be very high, he's going to be scoring a lot of points, and he's going to be a very flashy player, which means people are going to be paying a lot of attention to him as the year goes along, especially because he will probably be an all-star contention. So I mean, with all these factors going into it, and if he can keep the Atlanta Hawks at just a playoff contender level, he will have a legitimate chance of becoming an MVP candidate. But unfortunately, guys, that's going to be it for this video. So comment below, do you think Trae Young could win MVP? Who do you think will win MVP? Because I don't think Trae Young will win it. I just think he could be in contention for winning the MVP. So I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. If you did like the video at any point, hit like button and subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world to me. Hope you have a blessed day. Can I have a blessed day? So you need to have a blessed day. All glory to God. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah, blah, blah.